So I was star grinding and I was looking for some random 6-moon platformers to play, and I realized that there was a new rated legendary level by the name of Tornado by Abstract Dark. Now I got a lot of hope before even pressing play, because Abstract Dark, if you don't know, is an amazing boss fight creator, and this gave me a lot of hope, because Abstract Dark making a platformer level, that sounds amazing. And so I played it. And even with high expectation, this level defied my expectations. I want to make the intro short because I'm really excited to talk about this and I want to get right into it. However, there is a disclaimer that is needed. This level isn't exactly a story-based level in the sense of there isn't text in it, there isn't like anything you need to read, but it does technically have a story in the sense of there are events and they're revealed to you over time, and because of that, I'm going to actually give this level a spoiler warning. This is the ID for the level. Play it. Play the level before you watch the review. Trust me, it's not a hard level at all. It is a really easy platformer level, and it is absolutely worth your time. Play the level and then come back to this review. Alright, you all good? Did you play through the level? Cool. Alright, well, let's get into the review then. So when you first start the level, it might not immediately be obvious to you why this level is legendary rated. In my opinion, this level holds back and doesn't give you all of its punches right away. And because of that, if you're like me, you boot the level up and initially don't get the hype. And on that note, I actually think that that's a really good thing, because it allows the level to establish its boundaries slowly over time. We're going to be entering a house in a little bit, and that house is going to have a reveal within it, and we'll get to that in a second. However, I need to mention the house now, specifically to mention that the longer it takes for you to get to the house, the better this level does at setting up the atmosphere, and that's why I think it's okay that this level has a bit of filler gameplay before you get there. It's not typically enjoyable gameplay. It's something people would see as kind of just mundane, stereotypical Geometry Dash platformer gameplay. It's just jump on these very simple platforms and collect these gems. It's nothing special, but in my opinion it serves the very, very important purpose of prolonging your time outside of the house so that you get to take in the atmosphere and take in, well, the weather, which, based off the name of the level, you can probably gather is a very important part of this level. Right off the bat, though, I do want to say there is one tiny little piece of criticism I have about this level, and it's literally the only critique I have for this entire video. And if that doesn't tell you how good this level is, I don't know what to tell you. The level has these little hidden collectibles that allow you to get coins. In this case, they are rings, bags, and I believe bags of money. And in my opinion, the coins and the collectibles for the coins should have completely been removed, because oftentimes throughout the level they're going to break pacing. They don't seem that bad at the beginning of the level, but as they are later in the level, they're just going to kind of break the pacing of stuff that's to come. And honestly, I think it would have just been better if this level doesn't have coins. But really, that's the only criticism I have. Let's keep going forward. Before going into the house, you had a pretty good idea how bad the storm is. However, going inside the house, things start to seem even worse as you hear the house creaking, and on top of that, you can hear the storm clear as day, despite being inside. And that's not like a level oversight or anything like that, because it is muffled. It is very much a different sound when you go into the house, but you can still hear it, which is never a good sign. You go up this first flight of stairs, and you should probably take note of the fact that the stairs are pretty easy to climb up with no ice physics whatsoever. From within the house, after you've explored for a bit, you eventually see these two little keyholes and you realize, oh, I probably have to find some keys. And sure enough, that's basically the purpose the house serves. You have to find these two little keys, and that opens up the roof of the house. Upon opening the roof, you see wind pouring down the roof of the house, and on top of that, this flight of stairs has ice physics. Or, more accurately in this case, there is wind pushing you back. This can't be good. You get to the roof of the house, and immediately once you have a better view of the storm, Yeah, that's not good at all. Immediately upon seeing the tornado, you immediately go right back down into the house and you start collecting your valuables, which, by the way, in this specific case is the only time these coins end up actually being kind of cool. The moment you set foot into the house after seeing the tornado start approaching the house, things get real as the windows start cracking, and mind you, there's sound effects for all of this, so the atmosphere is intimidating and you are starting to panic. Everything is just starting to fall apart. The windows are shattering, the chandeliers are falling down off of the roof. The atmosphere for this environment has nailed so perfectly that you're hard-pressed not to be intimidated by the situation. You get to the bottom floor of the house and you think, oh, I might be safe here. Nope. Because suddenly you get sucked into the tornado. When this happens, the house starts to rip itself apart in the tornado and absolutely getting fucking demolished. This is absolutely terrifying. Anyone who's ever, at the very least, seen what a tornado can do to someone's house knows how horrifying this scenario is, and just how real this scenario can feel. As things are hitting their climax, you're literally jumping across from and gripping onto bits and pieces of the house, dodging lightning that the only real reason it isn't scattering across the entirety of the tornado is because it's attracted to lightning rods that are attached to the house. During all of this, you keep ending up with these massive near misses where you just barely avoid getting hit with debris. Yeah, the level heavily assists you in dodging the objects, but it really does feel like you almost died, and it really does just hit different. It's this level of impact that's really hard to describe. This scene goes on for a while, which makes sense because it is the climax of the level, and really at that point I don't have much more to say. It's just a really good climax. However, while we're here, I do want to just appreciate how well the level sets up this atmosphere and how well the level does a good job at making this scene feel really intimidating, really threatening, and make you feel like you need to rush through. Everything is mastered, from the very subtle use of shaders to the very sparing yet threatening use of sound effects. Everything here is done excellently, and I love it. Eventually, after all of this clinging to debris, hoping to survive, you get flung out of the tornado, and we can assume that the only reason you survive is by sheer luck you land in a pond of water. After landing in the pond of water and escaping, you see a sight that might be one of the most chilling things I've seen in this game. The intense music from the climax is completely gone at this point, and as you move forward, you see the rubble of your house, as it is completely destroyed by the storm. You search through the rubble just trying to see if there's anything left to salvage, and even as you're climbing on top of it, it is collapsing under your feet. Finally, you have this sort of moment where you see one part of the house that still resembles your house, and as the camera zooms out on that, the level ends. It's truly a chilling sight, especially if you're the type of person who's actually been in this scenario and either knows someone or has themselves survived a tornado destroying their home. It's a really, really chilling sight, and this might actually make for one of the scariest levels I've seen in this game, just simply because of how real everything feels. Like, yeah, everything is very cartoonish and very exaggerated, but the destruction here feels very real, especially the scene at the end where you look at the destruction and the remnant of the storm after the fact. This just hits very close to home, and yeah, it's a very terrifying sight to look at, knowing that this is genuinely something that could happen to someone in the real world. And what I want to stop here is, with what I just said, the amount of power that sentence holds, all of this came from a platformer level in Geometry Dash. And I want you all to just think and appreciate how insanely impressive that is. I don't think this review needs to go any further. I think I've made my case. This is an amazing level, and I think it's absolutely worthy of a 10 out of 10. This is why sometimes just scrolling through the featured tab and playing random levels is a good idea. I am thoroughly impressed with this level, and I'm glad I got to talk about it on the channel. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope, even if you're one of the people that didn't play the level when I splashed the ID on screen and gave the spoiler warning, I hope you at least give the level a try now, because this level is insane and absolutely deserves more attention. Abstract Dark nailed it with this level, and yeah, if you enjoyed the review, thank you for watching. Typical YouTuber interaction reminder stuff, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Comment and tell me when you played the level, because I really hope you did, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, if there's anything you change, and yeah, thank you for watching.